I cannot stop making these 10 new recipes on my griddle, starting with bacon fried corn. So we get a pound of chopped thick cut bacon, cooked at about 375 degrees until it's crispy. Move it to the side, scrape down some of that grease, but leave enough to just fry the corn in. Then we'll go ahead and add our frozen corn, spread it out thin, let it sit for roughly 3 to 5 minutes before flipping it. Let it sit for another 3 to 5 minutes and fry up in that delicious bacon fat. Stir in a tablespoon of garlic, then some tahini seasoning. Cut the heat, mix in fresh cilantro, pull it off the griddle, put it in this nice white bowl I got just for this video with some queso fresco, Cheetos, Mexican crema, and lime slices, then hot sauce, don't forget that. I also used tortilla chips once instead of Cheetos. That was a winner as well. This thing is a must make. All these recipes will be linked up in the description and they're available on my website, FYI. Tacos Dorados is next. Taco Night just got an upgrade with these crispy, cheesy, packed full of flavor tacos. So we'll get our griddle to about 375 to 400 degrees. Add a little bit of oil, toss on diced white onions, then cook the ground beef right next to it. Season it up. You can get a store-bought taco seasoning, no need to get fancy. I just used a Blackstone fajita seasoning because that's what I had in my cabinet. Fajita, taco, close enough, whatever. Once the beef is cooked, I mixed in some shredded Colby Jack cheese that I shredded myself from a block because it just melts better. You can use the bag stuff too, but there's some like chemicals on it so it doesn't melt and get as cheesy. Set that to the side. Now for the tortillas, we will heat them in a little bit of peanut oil for about a minute. Then we'll flip them and add 2 to 3 tablespoons of the beefy cheesy mixture to each of the tortillas. Okay, then we'll fold them all up into a taco, fry them for 2 to 3 more minutes per side until they're crispy. This is the easiest ground beef taco you'll ever make. You can take it inside, load it up with your favorite toppings. Boom. Fantastic taco. The Italian patty melt. Okay, so this is like an Italian sausage patty melt rather than a hamburger patty, and it's great. You start with half a red, yellow, and green pepper, sliced small to stay on the bread, and then also a half a red onion, also sliced to match those peppers. Cook them down. We'll add some salt and pepper, eventually a splash of red wine vinegar, and a tablespoon of sugar to make it like a sweet, tangy, saucy peppers and onions. This was really good. Then for the patties, I use 1 pound of Johnsonville mild Italian sausage, divided into 4 balls that I smashed into the griddle. But next time I'll skip the smashing and just form my own patties because they kind of stuck a little bit when I smashed them. Anywho, we're going to grill them to 155, 160 degrees. Then we'll mix the peppers and onions into the sausage drippings where they were cooking just for extra flavor. We're going to use Aunt Millie's seeded Italian bread, toasted with some mayo. We'll melt provolone cheese right over the patties, stack everything up, and check out this crispy toast on the bread. Absolutely perfect. It's an Italian stallion patty melt that would make Rocky proud. Carne asada tacos. If you got a griddle, you need to make these. You need to make a lot of tacos because griddles are great for tacos. Start with thin sliced chuck steak. I got mine pre-cut, and it was even labeled carne asada from Meijer. You can just ask your butcher to slice up some chuck steak if you'd like. Pop it in the freezer for 30 minutes, then dice it to 1/2 inch cubes. Season it with salt, garlic powder, and pepper. Then juice of 1 lemon right on top of the meat. Mix it all together, and I put it in the fridge while I preheated my griddle. We're going to get the griddle kind of low on this one, so around 300 to 325 degrees. We're cooking it low and slow to kind of hopefully render out the fat there. So we'll spread the steak out thin so that it just keeps cooking in its own juices. We're going to cook for about 15 minutes. Any liquid that comes out of there, just keep pushing it back into the meat. Just keep pushing it back into the meat and just let it kind of keep cooking in that liquid. Once it's done cooking, we will warm up some tortillas right on the griddle. Then we'll pile on some of the steak, keep it real simple with cilantro and onions, hit it up with some hot sauce and another squeeze of lemon. It's insanely good and so easy. You got to make these ones as well. Cheesy hash brown patties. This is a great way to step up your shredded hash brown game. We'll start with a package of the fresh Simply Potato shredded ones. cup of cheddar cheese, 2 eggs, 1/4 cup of green onions, 1/2 tablespoon of seasoned salt, teaspoon of garlic powder, smoked paprika, and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Again, don't worry, all the recipes are below. Or you could just buy my ebook, which is also on your screen now. It's only $15 with 101 griddle recipes in it. Get your griddle to 350 to 375. Throw down some oil. Then I scoop the hash browns out with an ice cream scoop. I'm sorry for the glare. The ground was covered in snow and the light bounces. It just makes it very difficult to film, so I apologize. I let them cook for 7 to 8 minutes before flipping, then cooked for another 7 to 8 minutes. These are obviously great with breakfast, but really would go well with any meal, chicken, steak, dinner, whatever. I got out my fancy smancy little white plate. Lots of white plates in this video. Added some sour cream and green onions, and that right there is some high class Livin. All right. Hawaiian burger. This Hawaiian burger was so easy, so good. We'll start with the sauce. We got 1/2 cup of mayo, 2 tablespoons of Japanese barbecue sauce, 1 tablespoon of honey from a bottle shaped like a bear, obviously, and a splash of hot sauce. Mix it all together. For the patties, I'm doing 4-ounce burgers, and I'm marinating them in Japanese barbecue sauce for 25 minutes. This was really great and easy. Don't go longer than 25 minutes or the meat could start falling apart on you, so keep that in mind. Onto the griddle, 350 to 375. We'll put the patties down, flip them after about 4 minutes. Then we're going to throw the pineapple rings right where the burgers were. So you can let those pineapples cook in the burger and Japanese barbecue sauce juices, and oh, so good. Top the burgers with some provolone cheese and let's stack this thing up. We'll do some sauce, lettuce, burger, pineapple, toasted onion bun, cut it open, boom, sweet, savory, and delicious. Next we have some crepes, specifically chocolate strawberry crepes with a simple cream cheese filling. For the batter, we'll mix 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of water, 1/2 cup of milk, vanilla, melted butter, then sift some flour, salt, and powdered sugar into it. If you don't have a sifter, it's fine. Just put it in there. Then blend it until smooth. Onto the griddle, which is 375 degrees, we'll melt some butter. Then we will pour and spread as thin as we can some batter into about 4 to 5 inch circles on your griddle. Cook for 2 minutes per side or until golden, then flip them. For the filling, we're just using a snack pack, vanilla snack pack, but you could use chocolate, you could use butterscotch, you could really spice this up. And then whipped cream cheese. That's all it is, 2 ingredients. You mix them together and you spread them in the middle of the crepe, roll the crepe over, put some chocolate sauce on top, fresh strawberries, powdered sugar. Boom, you got yourself some crepes. Copycat Chipotle chicken. If you want to make Chipotle at home on the griddle, here is how you do it. Blend together Chipotle peppers and adobo, garlic, oil, and some spices. Toss them in a bag with boneless, skinless chicken thighs and let them marinate in the fridge overnight. Next day, we're getting our griddle to 400 degrees. We're going to go ahead and sear the chicken for about 8 to 10 minutes per side. Trying to get that Dr. Pepper char, at least that's what I saw a couple former employees call it. I don't know. Just to look like a can of Dr. Pepper, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Anywho, meanwhile, we're going to throw some sliced peppers and onions with a little bit of fajita seasoning on the griddle as well. We'll go ahead and flip the chicken after the first 8 minutes, and we want to make sure that's cooked to at least 175. I cook my thighs a little higher than my breast. And this is why I like the 2-in-1 from ThermoPro, because you get the surface temp and the internal temperature of your food. Precision cooking made easy. Grab a thermometer now and never overcook any of your food on the griddle again. Link is in the description. Now, you can take this, throw in some tacos, or I made some like makeshift Chipotle bowl here. It's, like a poor man's Chipotle bowl, but it was really good. It's spicy, juicy. You got to give this a try. Breakfast crunch wrap to continue our copycat theme section of this video. Got a hash brown patty going down. We only did one with a hash brown patty, one without. I chopped up some pre-cooked bacon, and then I'm reheating it on the griddle on low. Once the bacon releases some more bacon grease, I will pour in my 3 scrambled eggs. The bacon bits are nice. They kind of help to hold the eggs in place and prevent them from going all over the griddle. Once they set up a little bit, we'll flip them, clear a spot, add the oil, and lay down 2 extra large tortillas. Now we'll add the cheese in there. One of them's getting a hash brown patty. Eggs are going in both of them. A little bit more eggs on the no hash brown one. Then hit it up with this queso in a bottle. I'm sure this is healthy for you. It's just queso in a bottle. And then top it with a small tortilla, or you could cut one of the large tortillas into fourths and use this as your top piece. Fold each side up, flip it over to seal. We're gonna cook for a few minutes per side until it's golden brown. Slice it open and boom, these turned out way better than I thought. Who needs Taco Bell when you got a griddle at home? Cowboy stir fry. This is our last recipe, and boy is it a good one. We're starting with a thick ribeye. You could use a New York strip as well. Either way, just salt and pepper. Let it sit for about an hour. I got 1 smoked sausage. It was on sale, couldn't resist. I'm doing some bacon up and some frozen potatoes going down because this is the lazy man's version of the Cowboy stir fry. I'm not doing a lot of chopping. Our griddle's at 350 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and sear the steak when it gets up higher to around 450 degrees or above. And don't forget, a good steak is like a good husband. It needs a little fat on it. So keep that in mind when you're finding your steak. Next, we're going to put down our pre-cut Brussels peppers because, you know, I'm not really chopping anything today. We'll take the steak and let it rest while we cook everything else up. Mushrooms and corn. Then we're going to cube it and toss it back in with everything. Okay, so now we got everything back together. For our sauce, we're doing Worcestershire, some pickled jalapeno juice, and Italian dressing. I know it's weird. I know that's a weird combination, but trust me, it works. It's very good. You mix it all up, put it on another fancy white plate. This is just one of those meals that is absolutely perfect to be made on the griddle. I hope you really enjoyed this. If you're watching on your TV, you can scan the QR code to get my ebook that way. Or if you want more ideas of what to make on your griddle, click the video that's on your screen now. Have a good one, and we'll see you at the party at the Moon Tower.